Hello everyone, and welcome to your Chem 113 review on formula weight and percent composition. My name is Jason, and I work for the ASU Tutoring Centers. So let's start with formula weight. What is formula weight? Well, thank you for asking. Formula weight. Formula weight is essentially, it's the sum of atomic weights of each atom in a compound. So our compound here is sucrose, C12H22O11. So essentially what we need to do is we need to find the weights of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in this sucrose, and then add all of those up. And then when we add all of those up, we'll get the formula weight of sucrose. Okay, so how do we find the weight of carbon? Remember, the weight of carbon is essentially you add up the number of protons and you add up the number of neutrons, and that gives you the weight. But in reality, on the periodic table, we have all the weights listed out, and they're not perfect numbers. They're not like integers. They're sort of these weird decimals. And we mentioned in previous videos, that comes from the fact that these weights are found experimentally. So in theory, for instance, the weight of carbon should be 12 AMU, or atomic mass units, because it has 6 protons and 6 neutrons if you have just a regular standard carbon-12 isotope. But if you look at the periodic table, it's kind of hard to see, it's a little small, but it's right there. It's 12.01 is what it says. So although in theory, carbon should have a weight of 12 AMU, in practice it is a weight of 12.01 AMU. Because this is done experimentally. They've isolated a bunch of carbon-12 isotopes, they have found the weights of every single one of those, and they've found the average. And they've done this so many times that it's as accurate as you can get. Okay. So when we talk about the atomic weights of each atom, we use the experimental value, not the theoretical value. Okay, so again, according to the table, and I'm only going to round off to 2 decimal places. I know this one has it off to 3. According to the table, carbon has a weight of 12.01 AMU. But how many carbons do we have here? Maybe I should erase a little bit. We have 12 carbons here. So what I need to do is, if I'm looking at 12 carbons, what I'll do is I'll take 12 times the weight of each carbon. And that would give me 144.12 AMU. So that's the weight of the carbons. And I just go ahead and I do this for every single one of the atoms that I have. Next, I have 22 hydrogens. So 22 hydrogens. Well, the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1.01. So I do 22 times 1.01. That gives me 22.22 AMU. And then lastly, I have 11 oxygens. The atomic weight of oxygen is 16.00. So when I multiply by 11, I get 176.00 AMU. So that's the atomic weight of each atom in sucrose, and then I just add them all up. So when I add them all up, I get 342.34. I don't know why I said 30. 342.34 AMU. Okay, that is the formula weight of sucrose. Now, if you want to do percent composition, you essentially want to say, okay, so how much is carbon contributing to that 342.34 AMU? Is it a lot? Is it a little? If we look at hydrogen, hydrogen only weighs 22.22. So 22.22 compared to 342 is pretty small. So hydrogen doesn't contribute to the mass as much as, say, carbon or oxygen. So to find the percentage of each of these, we just take the mass of each individual atom, so the total mass of carbon or the total mass of hydrogen or the total mass of oxygen. We divide each of those by the formula weight. That's how you get a percent composition. So the percent for carbon, we would take the amount of carbon and divide by the formula weight. And multiply by 100 to give us a percentage, and we end up getting 42.10%. Okay. And doing similar processes for hydrogen and oxygen, we get 6.49%, and the percent for oxygen is 51.41%. So that's how you find percent composition. You take the amount of like the total amount of carbon, for instance, and divide by the formula weight, multiply by 100 to get a percentage. Cool. So that's formula weight and percent composition. So thank you for joining me. As I mentioned, I work for the ASU Tutoring Centers. If you want more information about the tutoring services available at your campus or online, please check out tutoring.asu.edu/content/tutor-search. By doing so, you'll be able to find a tutor on your campus or online that'll be able to assist you in your course. Thank you again, and I hope you have a fantastic day.